This is Jason City, and we are going to install Active Directory Domain Service, ADDS, and DNS Server. Okay, what is Active Directory Domain Service? Active Directory Domain Service is a directory service created by Microsoft for Windows domain networks. It is the centralized location for network administration and security. It is responsible for authenticating and authorizing all users and computers within a network for Windows domain type, and also it is responsible for assigning and enforcing security policies for all computers in a network and installing or updating software on the network computers. Basically, Active Directory Domain Service is a centralized service that controls all your PCs and policies within the network. And today we are going to install ADDS and DNS Server. Okay, and to begin our installation, first we shall configure your network adapter. So we have our Windows Server 2008 machine running here, and we are going to right click on our network adapter. We go to Network and Sharing Center, and we go to Manage Network Connection. Alright, we right click here, we go to Properties, and we are not going to be using Internet Protocol version 6 for this purpose of this tutorial. We're going to be using version 4. So we're going to go to Properties. I have already configured it here, but for the purpose of the tutorial we'll walk it through again. We're going to use an IP address of 192.168.0.1, a standard class C subnet mask, 255.255.255.0, gateway in this case, and we're using a loopback address here as a DNS because we're gonna configure this same server to be the DNS server. Gonna click OK here, and we're gonna close here. Okay, we're gonna close off this here, and we could close off the center for now, and we are gonna go to Server Manager. Our Server Manager is going to take a few seconds to collect all the data associated to this server, and so let's just sit back and enjoy for now. Okay, we are ready to go, and we're going to click on roles, and as you can see, we have 0 of 16 installed, and we are going to go to add roles here. Again, this is going to take a couple seconds to refresh, so we're going to just enjoy for now. Okay, we're going to use the wizard to walk us through this. So basically this is just the welcoming page. Gonna go next. Service you're going to install is Active Directory Domain Services. Gonna go next. Alright, this is just a brief description of what Active Directory Domain Service is about. Gonna go next, and the wizard is just telling us after we install Active Directory Domain Service, we need to run DC promo exe to make the domain controller fully functional. You'll get to that shortly. You're going to click install. The installation process is going to take a couple minutes. The depending on the speed of the system you're working on. So just sit back and enjoy for now. Okay, right, as you can see, Active Directory domain services have been installed successfully, and now we are ready to run DC promo to make our domain controller fully functional. Now there's two ways of running the DC promo. You could run it here from the wizard, or you can go to the start and a command prompt, and you can run it from a command prompt. Simply go to a command prompt and you type in DC promo exe and hit enter, and it will activate the wizard. Right. But we are gonna run it through the wizard here. So you're gonna click on this link and here. Okay, so here we are, and we are about to make our domain controller fully functional. I'm gonna click on next, and this is just a welcome screen. Okay, in our case, this is a new domain, so we are creating a new domain in a new forest. If we had an existing domain controller, we would select the option at the top, but purpose of this tutorial we don't. So you're gonna click next, and here we're gonna name our domain. You can give your domain any name, and we're gonna name our domain JSONlabs.com, and click next here. What is gonna happen in Server Manager is Active Directory domain service is gonna check our server to see if we have any server that carries that name, and the function has finished. Okay, now we are here at the point where we are gonna set our forest functional level. Okay, and if you click on the drop arrow, we have Windows 2000, Windows Server 2003, and Windows Server 2008. Basically, what is this here is about is if we have any other domain controllers on our network, we will need to set our functional level at the lowest operating system, at the lowest server operating system, to make it compatible to the other servers on our network. For the purpose of this tutorial, we are running Server 2008, so we will select Windows Server 2008. We have no other domain on this. We now have no other servers on this domain, so we're gonna click on next. Okay, and we are gonna install a domain DNS server here. Click on next, and basically we had already configured our network adapter, so you're gonna click on yes, you want to continue. Now we are at the point here where you can you could select where you want or your domain services to be stored. For the purposes of this tutorial, we will store it on our default or C drive, right? But if for some reason you want to split up for security reason, you want to split up the database folder from the login files and the sysvol folder, for security reasons, or you can do that, right? But in our case, we're going to leave it as default. You're going to click on next here, and here we are required to set a password and confirm the password, and we're going to click on next here. And this settings, this is just a double check to verify the settings we have selected, and everything seems to be in order here. So we'll click on next, and the process of installation of promoting our domain server has begun. um, at the end of it we will need to restart, so let us check this box here to automatically restart our server. Okay, this process usually takes some time. As the wizard is saying here, it takes a few minutes to several hours. Usually takes some time. Now we have installed Active Directory domain services, and we have installed DNS services, and we are gonna log in to our domain for the first time. And if you remember, the name of our domain was Jason Labs, and we are logging in as the administrator. Here we're gonna put our password. Alright, and we are gonna go to as you can see from the computer information page, the computer is Jason server, and we are logged on to jasonlabs.com. Alright, this is the name of our domain, jasonlabs.com, and this is the IP address of our server. Alright, so we have successfully installed our role. Okay, and we have successfully installed 2 of 16 roles, which are namely ADDS and DNS server. Alright, and again, if we go back to the information page, we would see that we are logged on to jasonlabs.com. If you remember, that was the name that we gave to our domain. So we have successfully installed our DNS server, and join me again for the next tutorial